Hey guys, it's Philip Ryan. I'm here with Vortex Magic, and thank you very much for purchasing my routine Fall. Fall is an effect I created around 1.5 years ago. It is a self-working PK effect. It's something that packs small but plays big. I've performed it from crowds of just a few people to audiences of over 350 people. It is something that will definitely hit your spectators hard. Now, just because it's a very simple action that happens doesn't mean its impact isn't as big as what is occurring. People will believe you and think you're a psychic after this routine. I've performed this routine hundreds of times. I've never once had anyone question how it was done. Every single person has come to me and said that that is the real deal. And thank you for purchasing it, and we're going to get into the introduction right now. I want to thank Banachek for helping inspire me. Banachek, he's been an inspiration of mine since I was a little kid. And this is definitely a routine that was based off something he created back, I believe, in the 80s or early 90s. And though the method is slightly different, this effect wouldn't be what it is without him. So I want to give him a thank you. Now let's get into how this works. Now the lid and the other section, now they're glued together. So this does not work as a real Sharpie. If you were to try and break this apart, it could potentially destroy the effect. So definitely keep it all intact, and you'll notice that on the bottom here there's a little mark. Every single one I've made myself, and I've marked the bottom of each one. Now the reason for that is because I want you to be able to distinguish which Sharpie is real and which Sharpie is not throughout your routines. Now to get started into the effect, how you get into the setup is very quick, only takes a few seconds. All you need to have the black lid facing down. Only takes a few seconds, and you're going to take the Sharpie and place it on the edge of the table just like this. Now notice how I'm placing it right where the line is just starting. That's because I've made every single one to where I can time what time I want it to fall at. So around here it's going to be about 20 seconds, but if I wanted it to be any longer, I would just push the Sharpie more onto the table, just slightly, maybe 1 millimeter or 2, and that will delay the time another 20-30 seconds or so. I just want to go over the timing of this routine. Now, you can make the Sharpie fall at separate times. You can make it fall in between 5 to 15 seconds if you felt like it, if you wanted it to be a quick routine. But I find the longer it takes for it to fall, the more dramatic the presentation is going to be. I usually like, when I perform this routine, I usually make it fall anywhere from 1 minute to 1 minute and 30. just because I want my audience to feel that it's not going to work. But when it does, it's going to hit them twice as hard. So what you're going to do here is you're going to take the Sharpie and you're going to place it on the corner just like this. And notice how I placed it right on the edge of where that S is just starting. So right where that tip there is directly facing there. So it's going to fall pretty quick now because of that location. Say you want this to fall a minute to a minute and 32 minutes. What you're going to do is you're going to take the Sharpie, you're going to set it up, takes a few seconds, remind you. You're going to place it a little further up, just like that. So now it's halfway on the S. So that pack of playing cards, the Sharpie is sitting, the letter S is sitting halfway on that pack, which is going to delay the fall anywhere between 30 to 45 seconds. So this should be about a minute for it to fall now. So I just want to quickly discuss the switching method I use when I perform fall. So here we have a real Sharpie. I always keep the real Sharpie with the black lid facing up right here. And I always keep the gimmicked one with the lid face down right here. So they're side by side. So whenever I perform a routine, say a drawing duplication that involves a real Sharpie, I just grab it just like this and we go into the performance. Now after the performance, the switch is so easy. All I do is I take the real Sharpie, I place it back, and you know, I'll discuss with my audience, talk about my presentation, about energy and such. And the switch is so easy because all I do is just take out the gimmick Sharpie and that's it. No one has ever questioned that move, ever. And from that point you can get right onto the routine and scare the hell out of people. Here I have a few different styles, I could say here, that you could perform fall with. You could perform it with a pack of playing cards if you want, just balance it on the top of a pack of playing cards. Sometimes I perform it on the edge of a table, just like so. But also, when I like to perform in like a bar environment or a restaurant, a wine glass or a regular glass actually works just as fine. You just take it and just balance it just like so, and it'll work. Or you could do it with a smaller glass, whatever you fancy really. But I do want to kind of bring out a little pointer here is there's something you're going to have to watch out for. The wider the glass rim, that could play a factor in the the routine. So if the glass is super wide, I find sometimes it'll angle the marker or the Sharpie to the point where it won't want to fall. So you really have to watch out for that. So you're going to want a glass that has a nice small rim just like that or like that one, or you could use a pack of playing cards or the edge of the table, whatever floats your boat or whatever environment you're in.